Hey, good morning. It's Sunday, June 16th. I normally don't do videos on the Lord's Day, but God had a couple things for me yesterday to do that were really important, more important than doing the evening video. And then today, without church being canceled and all that, the Lord sent this magnificent snowstorm. Some places they're suffering from this weather, but right here, we've got the blessing of the snow falling and the beauty of it. And I'm so thankful to be able to do this video with you this morning and talk about the mercy and power of God and His greatness. I'm going to look at Job 37 and what he says about the weather. But in reality, it's what he says about life. Listen to what's being said here. This is towards the end of the book of Job, where Job's frustrations for 37 chapters have been pouring out. And he's asking God to help him understand what's happening. And towards the end, God actually does explain to him the wonder and power of God. But he does it by showing it in graphic, beautiful ways. And he begins in chapter 37 with this fellow, Elihu. And he begins saying this: "At this my heart pounds and leaps from its place. Listen to the roar of his voice," talking about God, "to the rumbling that comes from his mouth, the thunder. He unleashes the lightning beneath the whole heaven and sends it across the earth. After that comes the sound of his roar, and he thunders his majestic voice. When his voice resounds, he holds nothing back. God's voice thunders in marvelous ways. He does great things beyond our understanding. He says to the snow, 'Fall on the earth.'" I love it. He says to the snow, "Fall on the earth." It's not random. "And to the rain shower, be a mighty downpour." Why does he do this? Listen to this. "So that all men that he has made may know that his work, and he stops every man from his labor." This snow, these debilitating storms that we have, that keep us from doing the things that we think that we have to do. What's being done here is God is saying, stop your labors. This is my world. I'm in control. Be in awe of me. The animals, they take cover. They remain in their dens. The tempest comes from its chamber, the cold from the driving winds. The breath of God produces ice. And many folks that I know, good friends in my church family in Greenville, they're experiencing that breath of God this morning. And it can be beautiful and terrifying, all in the same sentence. He loads the clouds with moisture. He scatters his lightning through them. At his direction, they swirl around over the face of the whole earth to do whatever he commands them to do. He brings the clouds to punish men or to water his earth and show his love. What an amazing testimony of the power of God in the weather. If we would take the time to see that this is the hand of God, not just a random weather event. Life is not a random event. These kind of events remind us of the awesome power and majesty of God. And I am so just blessed this morning to be able to talk about that with you, with the snow falling. This is not random. This is the power of God, the beauty of God, the terror of God, all wrapped up into one. Away from peace with that is to know the security of the one who is the Lord of the wind and the waves and the weather and the snow and the downpours and the volcanoes and the earthquakes. Massive volcano eruption in the South Pacific yesterday. Way in deep South Pacific, waves from that volcano have washed ashore in California and the west coast of the United States. That's the power of God. And he's calling us to see him for who he is and stop living as if we are in control and honor him. As Nebuchadnezzar said, God is able to humble those who walk in power, who walk in pride, And Job came to that conclusion. May you and I come to that conclusion as well. May God humble us this day with the beauty of his might, the awesomeness of his power, and the assurance that as we follow him, he will care for us. No matter what it looks like, God will care. And that's the beautiful message of the gospel. Again, thanks so much for being here. I'm thankful to God that I had this opportunity to be here in the snow. And Lord willing, I'm not sure when I'll see you again. We might have power tomorrow morning. I don't know. But right now, I'm very thankful to be able to talk about this precious word with you today, this Lord's Day. Lord bless you and keep you safe. But most importantly, may he humble you before him and give him the worship that is his due. We'll see you soon, Lord willing. Bye-bye.